Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you're watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this thoroughly to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of natural gas futures. So friends, here you can see a monthly chart of natural gas futures. So here you can see how the natural gas futures tested an high at the levels of the 15.8 during the month of January 2006. From here you can see that how sharp sell-off continued from these levels and constantly pushed the natural gas futures to test levels of the 3.991 on September 2006. So friends, once again the natural gas futures found a sharp reversal here and continued to move upward up to the levels of $8.8 what they tested during the month of October 2006. So friends, here you can see that how this tumultuous voyage of natural gas futures from the last few years. So here you can see that how after showing an extreme volatility up to 2009, finally the natural gas futures started to remain under a range-bound trading zone where the main trading zone is from the levels of $2.386 to $4.849. So here you can see that how since September 2009 the natural gas futures have been maintaining amid this zone. So here you can see that how we can find some cyclical patterns here when the natural gas futures tested a low around $2.386 from where it starts an upward trend which continued sometimes above the levels of $5 what we have seen here during the month of February 2014 when the natural gas futures breached this level and finally tested an high at the levels of $6.344 during the month of February 2014. But since then we have seen this journey in a range bound manner. So here you can see that once again the natural gas futures started to move upward from August 2018 and this upward trend continued up to the levels of $4.849 what the natural gas futures tested during the month of November 2018, and from here the natural gas futures remained under heavy bearish pressure and continued to move downward, and amid this downward move the natural gas futures finally tested the lows of $1.4 during the month of June 2020. But from here, we have seen a sharp recovery in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures tested an high at the levels of $3.465 during the month of October 2020. So friends, here I find that during the month of April 2021, we have seen a sharp move in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures tested a low at the levels of $1.943 during the month of April, from where a sharp recovery was seen here. So friends, here you can see that how the natural gas futures tested a low at the levels of $1.433 during the month of June 2020, and from here a sharp recovery was seen in natural gas futures when the natural gas futures finally tested a high at the levels of $3.389 during the month of October 2020. But since then we have seen a selling pressure in natural gas futures. Natural gas futures found a stiff resistance at the levels of $3.4 during the month of November 2020 when it tested a low at the levels of $2.546. So friends, here I find that this sharp reversal during the month of November 2020 was evident enough for the presence of buyer in natural gas futures. But here once again the natural gas futures found stiff resistance at the levels of $2.971 during the month of December 2020, from where a sharp sell-off was seen once again in natural gas futures, and the natural gas futures finally tested a low at the levels of $2.242 during the month of October 2020, but a sharp reversal was seen here. So friends, here I find that the immediate support for natural gas futures is well at the levels of $2.546, which seems to be a psychological support for natural gas futures, because here you can see that how the natural gas futures find a thick presence of buyers below this psychological support, and the psychological resistance is well at the levels of $3, where the natural gas futures find stiff resistance every time whenever it tries to breach this psychological resistance. But here you can see that in a monthly time frame, here you can see that how we have seen a sharp recovery from the lows of $2 during the month of April 2021, which has formed a bullish candle in natural gas futures, followed by a shooting star during this month. So friends, here I find that the natural gas futures could break this immediate psychological resistance on the first trading session of the upcoming week, where the next resistance will be at the levels of $3.160. So friends, here I find that the natural gas futures could try to retest the levels of $3.315 during the upcoming weeks. Very shortly you will see the natural gas futures could test these levels, where the lower end of Ichimoku cloud could provide a stiff resistance to natural gas futures, and the next resistance will be at the levels of $3.389, and the final resistance for natural gas futures will be at the levels of $3.672 for the upcoming weeks. So here I find that if the natural gas futures close this month of May above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud, we could see the natural gas futures to form a fresh peak where it can test the levels of $4 up to the end of this month. So friends, here I find that the overall trend looks very bullish in natural gas futures, because here you can see that in a monthly time frame, the formation of a bullish crossover here looks evident enough for a shooting to continue in natural gas futures, where a gap up opening on the first trading session of the upcoming week will confirm the continuity of an uptrend in natural gas futures, where the immediate resistance will be at the of the 3.2, where the lower end of Ichimoku cloud will provide some resistance, but overall trend will remain bullish. Undoubtedly, the volatility will be on the higher scale, but I find that the immediate support can be seen at the levels of $2.795, and the next support will be at the 9 days moving average in the monthly time frame, which is currently at the levels of $2.957, which could provide a fresh buying opportunity for natural gas bulls. And the final support will be at the levels of $2.4, where a sharp bouncing move can be seen. But here I find that if the natural gas futures find some selling pressure above the levels of $3, we'll see the natural gas futures could try to test these supporting levels once again, where the immediate support will be at the levels of $2.890, and the next support will be at the levels of $2.795, and the next major support will be at the levels of $2.6, where we could find a buying spree in natural gas futures, where the natural gas futures look ready to test new highs during the upcoming weeks. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.